I'm entitled to park in your driveway. My mother lives near Chicago, and I went home to visit for Christmas about 7 years ago. Since I work from home anyway, I'm a network engineer, and long hours, and my uncle works from home a few miles away from my mother's, I arranged to work out of his house because of the internet and quiet factor. I arrive as the local elementary school is starting and it is chaos. I mention this to him and he goes into a frustrated vent. See, my uncle lives directly across the street from the new elementary school in a rapidly expanding, once small town where the influx of Chicago people are moving. Parents can't be bothered to walk their kids to school from just a few blocks, nor use the circle drive like they should. No, they drive to school and park in the streets and driveways of my uncle's house and his neighbors. Since my uncle works from home, this generally isn't a huge hassle, but on the rare occasion where he wants to leave, he'll find his car blocked in because someone parked in his driveway, or on the street blocking the driveway. They had torn up his grass by parking askew from the driveway/curb, damaged his mailbox multiple times, and worst of all, for anyone in the north, you will understand this, they would drive across his driveway multiple times during the snow before he could shovel, causing hours of chipping packed down snow and ice off the driveway. I don't know about you, but I live in Michigan. We get decently bad winters, and I know what it's like to have to chip ice off a sidewalk. It's not fun, especially when it's like -2. All because they were entitled to park on his property. So I hear all this, it's winter, and at the time I was still a smoker. I parked my car in the middle of the street/curb, preventing the usual 2 cars from parking in front of the house, sheltering his mailbox. Next, I stand on the driveway about a foot away from the sidewalk. Multiple cars pause, seem to think it over, and drive several houses down and park and shoot me dirty looks from the opposite side of the street as they are forced to walk a half a block to the elementary school. Again, I have no idea why they couldn't use a circle drive purposely intended for drop-off. Day 2, I'm standing on the driveway like an entitled parent scarecrow, smoking and minding my own business, checking my emails on my phone, etc. This older lady, in fact, she could have been a grandma because she seemed too old to have a kindergarten-aged child, marches up to me and starts screaming in my face. How dare I block her from taking her precious child to school? She starts ranting and raving on how I'm a punk butt child and she's going to kick my butt, throwing in a couple curse words for good measure. I blink and respond, "Why don't you watch your language? There are children present. I'm not blocking you in any way. I'm just preventing you from parking in a driveway that doesn't belong to you." Entitled Mom went as far as complaining to the school security who came over and had a chat with me. The school had been getting complaints non-stop from the uncle's neighborhood about the issue. Parents have been told multiple times not to park at the houses. He was very amused. The same mom attacks me day 3, calling me some punk kid and yelling at me for preventing her precious child to go to school. I just stare at her levelly and don't respond. I go back inside and relay the story to my uncle, who is dying laughing, mainly because at the time I had 9 and 6-year-old children of my own. I was not in fact a punk kid, but a 33-year-old mother of 2. I suggested that my uncle invest in those accordion-style anti-tire devices that they use in law enforcement and put him on his side of the sidewalk and wait for someone to pull over into his driveway and flatten all their tires. He didn't think it was such a good idea, but I totally would have done it if it was my house. I would have too. Entitled family thinks they can have my band equipment. This happened a while ago, so some details may be blurry. Cast: Entitled Mom, Entitled Band Kid, Entitled Dad, me, Band Kid 1, Band Kid 2, Army Band Mom, and Army Band Dad. Where I live, if you're in band, you'll also have to be in the marching band, unless you do a fall sport, so we have a large band. Despite having a large band, I hang around with 2 people. We are at Bands of America in Indianapolis. We had happened to just have finished our show. After shows, we put our props aside to take pictures, and we have some band parents take our props to the Penske. After all pictures are done, we are off to the buses so we can put up our instrument/color guard equipment and get dressed in our street clothes. While we happen to get dressed, Entitled Mom and Entitled Band Kid happen to come across us. While we do get undressed, it's only the uniform, so we wear the same clothes on their uniform for situations like this. Entitled Band Kid noticed the band getting undressed and runs towards me. Entitled Band Kid, this is the uniform that I want. I want it. Take it from him. I hear this and my immediate thought is to get ready for negotiation. Entitled Mom, give me your uniform. I know it's being retired this year, so why trash it when a kid can have it? Me, ma'am, I'm afraid I can't do that. I don't own this uniform, and if they end up selling this uniform, it'll probably be after the Christmas parade in Columbus. That's not how it works, sweetie. I know how your school handles old uniforms. Me. Ma'am, I said I can't sell it. If you want to try and barter and get a uniform, you're gonna have to ask the band director because these haven't been retired yet. Entitled Band Kid, why do you have 2 saxophones? That one's mine. I'd recognize it anywhere. For Bands of America, I bring 2 instruments. I bring my marching alto sax and my concert alto sax. During my freshman year, there were a few issues and I couldn't play for most of the show. Since then, I've always brought 2 to every show. Entitled Mom, that's my kid's saxophones. Why are you stealing it? Me, I can assure you, there's a big mistake being made. This is my concert horn. I brought a second saxophone with me in case the other one has some malfunctions. My marching alto sax is a Martin handcraft, which isn't made anymore. These saxes are really good, but also require high maintenance. If I miss tightening even one screw/spring and lose it, we'd have to find someone who can make a custom spring or screw. My other alto is a Laura Paris, which I protect like it's my child. Entitled Band Kid, he has my horn and I want it back. Entitled Mom, give me his sax. You know it's his. Besides, old, rusty, dusty, and broken doesn't appear to be broken, so why do you need it? Me, ma'am, back away. These horns are mine, I can guarantee. I've never stolen a horn. For a musician, that's practically kidnapping, and I don't give a rat's butt. If you won't respectfully hand it over, I'll be forced to snag it from you. You entitled dad coming from behind. What the heck's going on over here? Entitled Band Kid, that child has my sax and you won't give it back. Entitled Dad attempts to snatch it, but fails. Entitled Dad, don't make me call the police on you. I know more stronger people than your director. Army Band Dad, what's the fuss over here? Entitled Band Kid, that kid has my saxophone. Army Band Dad, you mean this horn, the one I got for him? Entitled Dad, look, give us back our child's saxophone and we won't have any problems. Me, I told you this is my horn and I won't be giving it to you. Entitled Dad goes to punch me so Entitled Band Kid can take the saxophone. I end up taking the hit but grab my saxophone while he does it. Army Band Dad, what the frick is your problem, Butttown? Entitled Band Dad ends up swinging a punch at Army Band Dad and ends up missing. Army Band Dad then takes the chance to knock him down, and he does. I then headed off to the transport to put my marching saxophone on the transport while I keep my concert saxophone on me. We then went to the mall to eat and look around. Surprise, surprise, the Entitled family happens to be with our band. As I mentioned, I have my concert saxophone on me. It's been stolen from a band locker before, and if you can't trust a band locker, I can't trust leaving it anywhere. Entitled Kid, it's the kid again. Entitled Band Kid, hand over the horn now, or I'll get the police involved. Me, see if I care if you get the police in on this. It's my horn, I have nothing to hide. Get them now. Entitled Band Kid and Entitled Kid try to fight me over my horn. Before they swung, I handed it back to Band Kid 1 and told Band Kid 2 to call the authorities. Me, we don't have to fight. This is a misunderstanding. I don't have your saxophone. Entitled band kid, if you don't give it to me, I will fight. This is my horn. I deserve it. Me. I don't want to fight. Just find someone else to bother. I'm not changing my position. Entitled Bandad was behind me watching the entire event happen after his gremlin swung. He came over behind me and swung as hard as he could at the back of my head. I ended up getting hit again from him. But at this point, I'm done. Frick off, all three of you. I don't have your horn. I don't want to fight. If I have to, I will. Entitled Kid, where's that army parent now? Me, none of your concern now, back off. Entitled Band Kid swung at me, but I ended up ducking and headbutting him. Entitled Kid ran off to get someone to help with his brother. Entitled Bandad ended up hitting me a few more times, but then Army Band Mom ended up arriving. Army Band Mom, back away from the child, sir. I will not repeat my statement. Entitled Bandad, if I don't, Army Band Mom, I will do what it takes to free this child from you. At this point, I was getting up so I could find Band Kid 1 and Band Kid 2, but the authorities have arrived. They ended up arresting the dad and the mom and put the kid in the care of the aunt. It wasn't a great day, but I ended up protecting my saxophone, so I'm fine with the hits. All in all, Entitled Family wants my band gear, I say no, ends up hitting me, tracks me down to the mall to fight me more, and gets arrested. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is part of my every other day uploads for the rest of December, maybe into January. I haven't decided yet. I hope you like the new style of my YouTube channel. And I'm sorry about the bad microphone quality, because I'm getting a new microphone soon. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. I enjoy making these videos. Let's get to 100 subs, and if we're there by the time you're watching this video, let's go farther. Peace.